Hello, everybody, and welcome to Conspiracy Cooking. In this series, I want to teach you to make the most delectable,
You're not black if you haven't had
most mouth-watering, the most complex meals, all to the relaxing backdrop of Alex Jones-like
biologically
rants about a variety of, out there topics. From Martin Luther King to interdimensional aliens. We have to remember going into this that there's a litmus test for the validity of any given kooky, wacky theory. And that litmus test is, if it lines up with my political views, then it is true. Malcolm X murdered by the CIA. Okie dokie. Finearoo, buckaroo. But then I switch up and start talking about
elite child trafficking rings.
And it's all, whoa. Don't go all Pizzagate on me. Don't go all right on me. Let's open our minds a little bit. Come on. Just bear with me. Give me 3 to 4 minutes of your day and I can tell you about all the interesting stuff that I've been reading on those forums. On the 1st of October 2017, Stephen Paddock, a 64-year-old man from Mesquite, Nevada, opened fire on a crowd attending the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival in the Las Vegas Strip in Nevada. From his 32nd floor suites in the Mandalay Bay Hotel, he fired more than 1,000 bullets, killing 60 people and wounding at least 413. Guns were found in Mandalay Bay rooms 32-135 and 32-134. Now look, I'm not going to talk about a tragedy and make light of it and make funnies, because it is clear that whoever did it, okay, whether it be Stephen Paddock or other government organizations, it's undeniably, indubitably a tragedy. People died. Okay, so we've got past that. Now today, we're going to be making a meal very close to my heart. We're going to be making spaghetti Bolognese.
FNH,
I'm not using spaghetti. So instead, what I'm going to do is use my
10.308.
housemate's fusilli pasta that they left behind. So why don't we get right to it? There was this guy called Gary Webb. And he exposed some information, some dossiers that the CIA didn't want the general public seeing. But this is the day and age when real journalism still existed, and so Gary Webb naturally achieved the highest prize you can in journalism and was treated with a visit by the CIA and 2 bullets into the back of his head. It was ruled as a suicide. I wonder what the meeting rooms are like when CIA operatives are coming up with cover-ups for the dastardly crimes. I wonder what they're like. It's like some of these guys gotta be retarded. I'm just putting it out there. Some of these guys have to be sub-room temperature IQ.
If you're for saying gun, you mean guns bad. It means the gun's bad because the more guns, you get more bad.
We're cheating today and I'm using bolognese sauce. I would usually make one myself using a combination of tomatoes, garlic, but I didn't have the time for that today. We have the out-of-date mincemeat. I usually find the bacteria add a little spice to the meal. The CIA, who've been given the fiscal budget of a world superpower, they use it to find out how much LSD can make people retarded.
They use it to find out what happens when you shoot microwaves into someone's head.
It's like they're fucking toddlers that have been given a Lego set to play with, and they're just haphazardly putting together like anything that they can think of. Maybe give some of it to NASA. I'm not even saying all of it, right? I think we can have our cake and eat it too. The CIA can kill socialist revolutionaries and destabilize third world countries all they want. We can also have moon bases and maybe work on nuclear fusion engines so we can get to the next star system, huh? We have the chicken sausages that I'll be using to add some protein. The wine that we'll be using to enrich the sauce at the end. Garlic, onions, beef stock pot. What the fuck have they got cooking up over there in Washington? Do they just have MK Ultra victims? Like leftover MK Ultra victims locked up? And they're just getting ideas from these. It's like that's the only reason they did MK Ultra. was so that they could come up with ideas for psyops. Ideas so out there. Because who else would think about shooting electromagnetic waves into someone else's brain? It would have been more believable if there was maybe two. There was two guns, two AR-15s found in the room. That would have gained more credibility with me than 47. It was 47. I got it wrong earlier. I said 32. It's 47. 47 guns. I'm going to be using our avocado oil. LWRC M61C AR-15.
My mom has like 10 bottles on hand at any time, so I take shit's too expensive to be buying by myself. I'm nearly out, so I might have to start using the dreaded seed oils.
During the Las Vegas shooting, where Mr. Paddock supposedly expended 3,000 rounds plus of ammunition over the course of 10 minutes from 27 different AR-15s with bump stocks, despite the fact that it would have required him to drop a gun after each 30-round magazine was empty. However, videos from survivors show that it was a non-stop stream of ammunition with a firing rate much higher than a bump stock is capable of, produced from multiple locations. More interesting is the fact that after the FBI overtook the investigation, Mr. Paddock's house was burnt down with all and any type of evidence, and all photos that have been released to the public of the hotel room he shot from only show about 50 spent shells. Years later, we are left with no motivation and no follow-up for the biggest mass shooting in US history.
The first thing you're going to want to do is put your mincemeat in the pan, let it render out the fat, and break it up. Leave it in there for about 5 to 6 minutes. Really let it become brown and seared. And you're going to want to chop up your vegetables. I like to use carrots and onions and garlic. You may want to add other things, however, like peppers or, courgettes if you're fucking depraved. Put all your veggies in the pan and let them
LM308
cook in the beef fat that's been rendered out by this point. And then do something that not a lot of people do. I don't know if a lot of people do this, but I like to add the beef stock pot while I'm cooking the vegetables. I find that this lets the flavors mingle a little longer. Produces a richer
Cult competition AR-15.223/5.56 with a bump stock, vertical foregrip, and a 100-round magazine. No sights or optics.
That hopefully has already been pre-made. You should add tomato paste at the vegetable stage when they were still cooking with the stock pot. I just forgot, so I'm adding it in at this stage. This will just help thicken things when you add water, which will make a very runny kind of broth-like, stew-like mince. So when you have added water, about 500 milliliters, or just proportional depending on the amount.
Christensen Arms CA15 AR-15.223
works most of the time, and then you're gonna let it simmer, and then you add the wine. This is the cherry on top. This is the golden goose. You add the wine, not too much, just a dash.
POF USA P308 AR-10.308/7.62.
Bring out flavors you didn't think could be brought out in a Bolognese sauce.
Now, the most confusing thing is that the day after his brother had numerous press interviews where he claimed it made no sense. Well, he has two brothers, by the way, and both of them were interviewed. Bruce Paddock and Eric Paddock. Bruce Paddock was arrested for possessing several hundred terabytes of child porn on a computer running Windows 95.
Season to taste, and you've got your Bolognese. Just cook your pasta, serve everything up, and enjoy. I'm not fucking teaching you how to cook pasta.
47 guns killed 58 people. That's almost a gun for each person. Can you imagine that? Being able to Colt M4 carbine AR-15.223/5.5.
Some people say that I think there is an interesting conversation to be had about how I think it's just governments be on their bullshit sometimes.
POF USA P15 AR-15.223/5.56 with a bump stock, vertical foregrip, and 100-round magazine. EOTech optic. Colt M4 carbine AR-15.223/5.56 with a bump stock.